Thank you, Carly. Well, winter weather, of course, means colder temperatures and snow, which can be really challenging for caregivers of people with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Yeah, today we are joined by Juliette Bradley. She is with the Kansas chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. And Juliette's going to talk us about how caregivers can be better prepared when this type of weather comes around. Because, I can think with the change in the weather conditions that it can create some anxiety and some confusion for those patients.
It absolutely can. We're talking about shorter days, less light, colder temperatures. So all of that is really important. Something that we want to consider is when you're going out, we want to make sure you're bundling up. When I run to the store, I may not even grab a jacket, but when I'm a caregiver for someone who has Alzheimer's disease, we want to layer our clothing. So an undershirt, a long shirt, a hat for sure, mittens instead of gloves. They're easy to manipulate, and also keeping your hands warm. So that's a couple of things we could do.
And talk about the shorter days, longer nights. How does that impact people with
So there's a
Alzheimer's?
transition from day to night for an individual who has Alzheimer's. We call that sundowning.
Right.
So there is a difficult for visual perception for individuals who have Alzheimer's disease. They may not, there's going to be some shadowing going on when we're going from day to night. So we're saying make the most of your day. So open your curtains, put some night lights on where there might be some shadowy areas. What we want to do is put some timers on so that they're coming on about 4 o'clock. Sundowning can be really difficult because it can be disorienting.
Right.
Sundowning can also be agitating. So individuals who get agitated, they tend to move around a little bit more. And when we call a term called wandering, that is not just aimlessly moving around. There's usually a purpose for that. It could be as easy as I need to use the restroom. So if they're wandering around your home and cannot find the restroom, unfortunately, they may actually open that front door to find it somewhere else. So wandering is something that we want to, pay a lot of attention to, get the daylight out, do things to kind of lessen that agitation, and hopefully that individual will not wander. If unfortunately they do, what we ask is that you look for 15 minutes and 15 minutes only in your home. When you cannot find that individual after 15 minutes, definitely call 911.
I'm wondering if sunlight, we have shorter days, shorter daylight during the days here, but can sunlight be a benefit? Like doctors suggest it can be a benefit to like you and me for when we're, for health reasons, vitamin D?
Yeah, absolutely, getting out when you can, but again, then that goes back to the temperatures.
Yeah.
And when you're going outside, you want to make sure that you are prepared for that as best that you can.
Yeah, and this time of year we're dealing with things like, slippery conditions,
Right,
ice is out there, that could probably
Slippery
be
conditions is again important because of the visual perception challenge. They cannot necessarily see a step coming up or a step going down or a change of surface. So we just say assume all surfaces are slick and hold on to each other and use handrails, that kind of thing.
Perfect. Great
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I'm
much.
wondering if we know of a caregiver who's taking care of someone with Alzheimer's, and we would like to support them because, a lot of times they don't get a break. I mean,
No.
there's something that they have to do all year round. What can we do as people to help caregivers?
Great question, and thanks for asking that. So be specific is my best advice. So instead of calling and saying, let me know if there's anything I can do for you, let's not do that. Let's
Okay.
say, I'm going to the grocery store today at 2, and I'd like to pick something up for you. What can I bring?
That's a great
Or
idea.
I'm going to stop by your house so you can get out and do a little respite. I'm going to stay with your loved one. And we can always ask questions at our 24/7 helpline, 800-272-3900. It's extremely important to know that you can call that any day, any time of day. We know that crises don't happen at 1 in the afternoon, they happen at 1 in the morning. So give that call.
Yeah, really important stuff. Good information. Great to see you,
Thank you.
Juliette.
And
Yeah,
you as
thanks
well.
for sharing that.